Tonight, breaking news, a major earthquake striking California. The emergency after the worst quake in decades, rocking homes and stores, ripping open roads, and causing multiple injuries. A hospital forced to evacuate patients, crews rushing to gas leaks and house fires. And now they're bracing for aftershocks. Deadly lightning strike. One person killed, others injured as a holiday heat wave hits much of the country. The heat index in triple digits. Our Rob Marciano standing by. President Trump's 4th of July spectacle, the troops and the bands in place as his opponents sound off, saying the show is all about stroking his ego. Fireworks explosion, a fire setting off storage containers full of fireworks, crews dodging rockets while battling the flames. The surveillance video showing the gunfight inside a mall, bullets flying as shoppers run for their lives. 2 suspects still on the loose. Fatal mix-up, 2 families blaming police for misidentifying a badly beaten man. The wrong family making the heart-wrenching decision to remove life support. And taking a stand, the tense moment between an African-American couple and a white contractor who showed up to their house with a giant Confederate flag on his SUV. The couple's reaction going viral tonight.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us on this 4th of July holiday. I'm Cecilia Vega in for David, and we do begin with that major earthquake rocking Southern California, felt for hundreds of miles, a state of emergency at the epicenter tonight. It is the biggest quake in decades there. You can see the shaking workers running for cover inside this restaurant. Cans and bottles knocked off grocery shelves. Gas leaks and power lines downed. Crews battling house fires. Multiple injuries reported tonight, and the hospital there at the epicenter in Ridgecrest forced to evacuate. So far, hundreds of aftershocks, and the region is bracing for more. ABC's Eva Pilgrim starts us off in Kern County.
Tonight, damage reports coming in. Southern California rocked by a major earthquake, the largest to hit the region in 20 years. Surveillance inside this restaurant capturing the intense shaking, employees running for cover, pictures falling off the wall. The 6.4 quake hitting at 10:33 a.m. local time in the Mojave Desert. The epicenter 11 miles northeast of the town of Ridgecrest near the China Lake Naval Air Base.
All of a sudden, next thing we know, we just started feeling rapid shaking, and I was grabbing for her and things were flying off the walls.
Near the epicenter, this house completely engulfed.
We have multiple injuries. We've had 2 house fires. We've had small vegetation fires, power lines down, gas leaks.
20 victims taken to Ridgecrest Hospital, where at the same time they had to evacuate part of it due to unsafe conditions.
The computers were flying off onto the ground. The water bottle container was shaking. All the cupboards and doors were opening.
Roads ripped open outside of town. This liquor store destroyed. Contents of these supermarket shelves tossed to the floor.
A big jolt and felt all over Southern California.
The quake lasting at least 20 seconds felt as far away as Las Vegas. In Los Angeles, water mains bursting.
All units, we are on citywide earthquake mode.
Crowds of people pouring out of buildings onto the streets. Seismologist Lucy Jones says this was a strike slip quake. That means the 2 plates along the fault moved parallel to each other, but in opposite directions. She says 30 minutes before the main quake, there was a 4.2 foreshock, and this event is not over yet.
There is about a 1 in 20 chance that this location will be having an even bigger earthquake within the next few days, that we have not yet seen the biggest earthquake of the sequence.
Stark warning there. Eva Pilgrim joins us live from the quake's epicenter in Ridgecrest, California. There have been aftershocks all afternoon long. Eva, you felt one just a few minutes ago. Officials there are very concerned about more.
That's right, Cecilia. We felt aftershocks just here just a minute ago. I was actually standing. I want to show you down here, and you can see how much the earth has moved in this quake. You can see the water main pipe here completely moved apart. That was done by the earthquake, and the water now pooling down here. We felt about 100 plus aftershocks in the aftermath, and officials say at least 10 of those have been 4.0 or higher, and we're told that there could be one even bigger than that. That is why the mayor has declared a state of emergency. Cecilia.
Eva Pilgrim leading us off tonight from California. Thank you. We'll turn now to the dangerous holiday weather. One person killed, several injured by a lightning strike in South Carolina. This lightning strike here, part of a severe storm in Arcadia, Florida. In Jacksonville, there a heavy downpour downing a giant tree onto a home. Fortunately, no one was inside at the time. And now a tornado watch as we head into the night. Here's ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano.
Tonight, it's not just the heat, but also lightning and severe weather putting millions at risk.
We're from the restitution of caller advised that there were 4 unresponsive people down by the river.
At least one person killed after lightning struck a tree outside of Charleston, South Carolina. And watch this terrifyingly close call near Tampa, Florida. Wow! In North Carolina, firefighters there rushing to the scene after a home was hit.
I heard another pop. And so I started freaking out.
The severe weather fueled by extreme heat. Parts of the southeast feeling like 100 degrees or more. Outside of Chicago in Niles, Illinois, firefighters said it felt like 110 degrees when this man spotted a baby inside a car at a grocery store.
He was drenched in his own sweat. So I unbuckled the seatbelt, I picked him up and just ran back inside.
The child expected to be okay. The child's mother now facing charges.
And Rob joins us now from Mamaroneck, New York with the latest forecast. Hey, Rob.
Hi, Cecilia. That dangerous heat certainly helped spawn some of the widespread storms. That tornado watch you mentioned, here it is. It now includes Denver and Colorado Springs and parts of Wyoming, Casper to Rapid City. Severe thunderstorm watch up there. We've had numerous thunderstorms from Missouri through the Mid-Atlantic, the Carolinas, and Florida. That's where that humidity, really steamy area is, and it feels like 100 degrees in Tuscaloosa, over that in New Orleans and Tallahassee. And with these storms on the wane tonight, I think there still could be some fireworks shows that might be affected. Cecilia.
Okay, Rob, thanks so much. In Washington tonight and President Trump's 4th of July spectacle, bands rehearsing in front of the Lincoln Memorial this afternoon, crowds gathering in the shadow of one of the Abrams tanks that rolled into town. And you are now looking at a live shot of the National Mall. The president set to speak there very soon. Critics have raised concerns about how much all of this will cost, but the president says whatever it is, it's worth it. Here's ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
Tanks are on site, troops are running drills. But late today, the weather not cooperating.
Today's event has been delayed. Please stand by and we will resume soon.
Still, people filtering onto the National Mall. President Trump promising one of the biggest celebrations in the history of our country.
More than Trump, to me, it's the celebration of our freedom.
The president fixated on staging a grand military event ever since witnessing Bastille Day festivities in France, ordering up flyovers from fighter jets and Air Force One, and demanding that the Pentagon ship tanks to this event.
That is one of 2 Abrams tanks brought here to the Lincoln Memorial from Fort Stewart, Georgia. This is the first time tanks are a part of the 4th of July event here in D.C.
The White House won't put a price tag on the festivities. The president says whatever it is, it will be worth it. His opponents don't buy it.
I'm not quite sure that we need money to go in to put tanks in downtown Washington, D.C.
It is just absolutely misplaced. He thinks these things are toys.
I think, reducing our nation to tanks and shows of muscle just makes us look like the kind of loudmouth guy at the bar.
In Iowa, Joe Biden dismissing White House claims that this event is about patriotism, not politics.
And an event designed more to stroke his ego than celebrate American ideals.
But here on the Mall, people seeing it differently.
His heart is for our country and is for the people and for the military. So I think deep down, his heart is in a good place.
Cecilia, the White House handed out VIP tickets to the Republican National Committee and big dollar donors. The president plugging the event on Twitter throughout the day. You can be sure he'll have eyes on turnout. Cecilia?
Oh, for sure. Stephanie Ramos, thank you. Tonight, the only Republican in Congress to accuse the president of impeachable acts says he's now becoming an independent. In a Washington Post op-ed, Michigan Congressman Justin Amash writes that he's declaring his independence from the Republican Party, adding that politics is trapped in a, quote, partisan death spiral. President Trump calling his switch good news for the GOP. And next to the explosion in Fort Mill, South Carolina, it started inside containers storing fireworks. The shells and the rockets you can see there shooting into the sky. Those containers were behind a fireworks store that was stocking up for the holiday. Here's ABC's Victor Okendo.
The unexpected explosion just before dawn this 4th of July. Shipping containers loaded with fireworks igniting, lighting up the South Carolina sky, sparking a difficult firefight.
There are several fire calls you can point to and say these are once in a lifetime, and this clearly is a once in a lifetime call.
Rockets of all kinds going off in every direction as crews battled the blaze. It took 45 minutes to knock it down.
You couldn't really stand around because there's so much smoke in the air from the fireworks.
The containers were owned by this fireworks store near Charlotte. Investigators tonight are working to determine what caused the blast. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. That wasn't the case last month when 12 firefighters in Roswell, New Mexico were injured, 2 severely burned when the fireworks they were packaging for their annual display exploded.
Fire officials pointed to the recent dry weather in South Carolina, but there's still no official word on what sparked this morning's fire. Cecilia?
Okay, Victor, thank you. Next to the hunt for 2 gunmen who turned a shopping mall into a war zone. Police in San Bruno, California, releasing new surveillance videos showing people running for their lives. The shooting just keeps going. SWAT teams rushed to the scene, but the gunmen got away. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez with the new images.
Tonight, newly released surveillance video capturing the chaos inside a crowded California mall as 2 gunmen opened fire.
The fear on people's faces were literally just, all of them were just running for their life, and they're just, like I said, yelling, "Get out of the mall, get out of the mall."
Police in San Bruno still searching for both suspects tonight. One seen here turning and firing, shooting this teen who falls to the ground. A second gunman stopping and shooting repeatedly before turning back and running. Some in the crowd rushing to get out, stopping to help the teenage victims. One shot in the leg, the other in the abdomen. Police saying they believe this started as an argument between 2 groups the teens were a part of.
We don't think that this was a random act where they were just seeking victims that are, randomly, that there was some purpose behind it.
And we're told 2 other people were injured. They and the teens who were shot are recovering tonight as police try to track down the gunman. Cecilia?
Okay, Marcy, thank you. We'll turn now to the fatal mix-up at a Chicago hospital. The wrong family making the heart-wrenching decision to remove life support on someone who was not actually their family member. Tonight, those families blaming police for misidentifying a critically injured man. ABC's Alex Perez picks it up from here.
This Chicago man was badly beaten and found unconscious by police. Hospitalized and on life support, authorities used mugshots in May to determine he was Rosie Brooks' missing brother, Alfonso Bennett. But she immediately told doctors something didn't seem right.
I said, "Doc, I understand what you're saying, but I cannot recognize him as my brother."
Showing no signs of improvement, Brooks and her family made the excruciating decision to take him off of life support. But as they prepared for his funeral, Alfonso Bennett, very much alive and well, walked into a friend's barbecue.
She said, "He's here, he's alive."
It turns out the missing man was actually Elijah Brittman. Fingerprints from the morgue eventually revealing his true identity.
It wasn't just I just searched for him one day. It was every day.
Both families now coming together, filing a wrongful death lawsuit against Chicago and the hospital that handled the case.
The bottom line is that this mistaken identity situation was something that we very much think could have easily been avoided.
Cecilia, tonight neither the city nor the hospital commenting on that lawsuit. Cecilia?
Alex Perez, okay, thank you. We'll turn next to a video going viral tonight. The tense moments between a black couple and a white contractor. When he showed up to their home flying a giant Confederate flag on his SUV, they turned him away. Why they now say this is a teachable moment. Here's ABC's Marcus Moore.
Tonight, this video going viral, sparking conversation about free speech versus free will.
Hi. You know what? I do apologize. I know you've come for a very long way, but we're going to use someone else.
Allison and Zeke Brown's doorbell camera capturing their exchange with the contractor they hired to repair a golf cart at their Atlanta home.
She's upset with the flag. No, I'm beyond upset with the flag.
The issue? This Confederate flag waving in the back of the contractor's truck.
Every time, you see that flag, it actually stems fear.
You never know what a person is willing to do, especially if they are promoting their hate in such a very vivid way.
In the video, the contractor identified as Michael offers to take the flag down.
No, you don't need to take it down. You continue to believe what you need to believe, sir.
He eventually drives off, that flag still waving. We reached out to the contractor but have yet to get a response. And Cecilia, the Browns tell us that contractor later texted them saying he didn't know the flag was offensive to them. The Browns telling us tonight they view this as a teachable moment. Cecilia?
It certainly is. Okay, Marcus, thank you. And there isn't a better day to become an American citizen. More than 7,500 people across the country sworn in this week, 44 of them from 26 countries taking the oath at a naturalization ceremony in Washington today. Vice President Mike Pence was right there telling the group, welcome to the American family. And we're back now with your money. 4th of July, it's not just about grilling. Experts say this is also one of the best times to hit the stores. Could Independence Day weekend become the new Black Friday? Here's ABC's Gio Benitez with the holiday deals.
Dig into summer. The entire store is on sale.
It's the 4th of July and the deals are on. Retailers aiming to make this year's 4th look like Christmas in July.
You'll do July 4th right.
July is becoming retail's biggest month for sales. We're going to see discounts on apparel, electronics, home goods.
Deals on patio furniture and appliances, too. Best Buy offering up to 40% off with up to $500 in gift card credit. And if you're shopping for a laptop, some Apple MacBook Pros are up to $350 off.
Find great summer trends at Macy's July 4th sale.
And stores already clearing that summer inventory. Macy's and Old Navy slashing prices by up to 60%.
Discounts on apparel is really what customers should be looking at. The discounts are massive.
And Cecilia, many of these discounts run until Sunday, but keep in mind, some retailers are going to be rolling out all new deals to compete with Amazon Prime Day on July 15th and 16th. Cecilia?
We'll be on the lookout. Gio Benitez, thank you. To the index now, starting with a crash landing in Hawaii, the engine failing in this single-engine Cessna, the plane slamming right into a ditch alongside a highway. 2 people were on board. Witnesses driving nearby, taking this video and checking on that couple. They refused medical assistance and said they were okay. And the downhill mountain bike race overseas, called the Mountain of Hell for a good reason. Take a look. That course in the French Alps, a slick and icy glacier, 11,000 feet high, numerous spills causing a chain reaction. It is one of France's most famous races. No word yet on the number of injuries. And the frightening moment for 5 children stranded in Massachusetts. Rescue crews capturing it all on their helicopter cameras. The dock floating across a pond in the dark in Plymouth. It happened around 9:30 last night. Police say none of the kids could swim. Authorities spotted them and brought them to safety. And the Wimbledon moment between the legend and the rising young star. Roger Federer giving 15-year-old phenom Coco Gauff an encouraging pat on the back.
Okay, play well.
You got that on camera? Oh, we got it on camera. The American Instagramming the exchange with the caption, "The kid meets the greatest of all time." Well, the kid is going for her 3rd round Wimbledon win tomorrow. And, of course, all the Wimbledon action can be seen on our sister network, ESPN. Finally, tonight, the little girl going viral. And when you see this video, you will know why. This is 2.5-year-old Amelia Bubinek of Granite Bay, California. Her rendition of the national anthem going viral after mom Amy posted the video online. Amelia not missing a single word.
She sang it on the first try. I had chills the second I saw that she sang the whole thing.
Amelia's dad, John, a Navy vet, as was his father before him.
We want to instill the values of being an American into our children, and some have sacrificed their lives, and we want our children to honor that.
Tonight, Amelia here with a birthday wish.
Happy birthday, America.
And happy 4th of July. Thank you for watching. I'm Cecilia Vega here in New York. I hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good evening.